It's time to go fix my season talents, because the reality is, in season SOB2, only way to run a build is with long-range warfare, and you either use it or you lose to it. So in this video, sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons, we gotta fix my talents, baby, because this season, long-range is insane. Now look, if you're not familiar with what you see right over here, these are your season talents. They become available in later seasons of the game, and they modify the way that your marches work. And the season talent we're talking about today really is long-range warfare. Your marksman units have an attack range equal to your magic units while in the field, but they lose 15% base physical attack, which is a huge debuff to their damage. And it doesn't matter, because in this season, Magrat and Zeta were released, and those two are so busted that you use them or you lose to them. It's your call which of the end of that you want to be on, but to use them effectively, you have to have long-range warfare. And the thing about long-range warfare is that marksmen were already kind of vulnerable out in the front, but if you are in the front and everybody else took long-range warfare, which is my situation, you're just dead. You're just the first thing people shoot at. In addition, right now, infantry no longer physically block enemies in the season I'm in, so infantry are at the front line, marksmen without long-range warfare are, and they can't handle the heat. Well, I've been getting obliterated trying to just open field the way that I'm used to open fielding. And it's on me for not having adjusted, which is why here we are. We're going to reset the talents here. We're going to talk about what I'm picking. And there are some options that you can go with, but let's just go and get it done. Reset is a big deal. You can only do this basically once every season, a 40-day cooldown, which is a bummer. So I'm definitely sad that I can't mess around with more of the sort of options here. The penalty is 40-day cooldown. The reality of my situation is that not having long-range warfare is so catastrophic. I must do this reset now. I would rather use it later, switch off of this over here, giving me resource cost healing redux, and instead take extra pets, but it doesn't matter. This is a must go reset. So what would I go and pick? Well, the first thing I need to go and pick is 20% hero and war pet stamina and recoveries. Now this is a must because, hey, look, you can't fight without the stam. You need to have the stam. We confirm it. The other option will be a small amount of all damage boost. I took this in a prior season as a rally garrison, and I think that was fine. I got a lot of use out of it. In this season, for sure, stam recovery is the way to go. And then over here, I've got a couple points. But you know what? Before I just do all the side points, let's get the battle acuity tree going, because I do want to go all the way down to the bottom of the battle acuity tree. The first thing I will choose between more skill damage and more march speed is just going to be the march speed. Okay, I want to move quickly. I think that is very, very valuable. We are running extremely long distances. Being slower than everybody else really sucks. I'm going to take this. The other thing that I can choose between is Hearts is 1 and Burning Rage. Burning Rage gives you more normal attack damage, which is pretty sick for marksmen in particular, and marksmen are goated as can be in the current meta of the game. In fact, I don't think they've ever released heroes as strong as Magrat and Zeta. So like, whew, yeah, they are cooking everybody. I mean, literally 5-1-1-1, and you just took everyone. So the option here, Hearts is 1, is very interesting. Increasing ranged legion attack, very tempting. In fact, because I intend to use now 5 ranged marches, no infantry, I'm like actually inclined to go snap this off. And I think it's weird. It's weird. I'm like, normally I would take this. This is what you would pick if you ever think you're going to rally garrison. More normal attack damage in the field is, I should have chose this if I really felt like I was going to rally garrison this season, and technically this. So, I mean, I'm going to go Hearts is 1. I'm just going to mix it up, man. I'm going to do it. We're mixing it up. Hearts is 1. Okay. Now, from here, I have to take long-range warfare or lose to long-range warfare, so we snap that off. I was using Arcane Torrent. This is so strong in this meta right now, it's almost mandatory to use marksman at all, so we have to take that. I like using my marksman, and I think Suppressive Fire is really good. Every time your ranged legion does normal attack to a target, their march speed and rage accumulation is reduced. That's huge, especially because I'm going to bring 5 marches that all do this. So like I'm instant debuffing enemies really nicely. Plus this has really good synergy with a Berserk Phaedrake, as it turns out, because this counts as stacking up a debuff for the Berserk Phaedrake. It is sick. So we're going to snap this off. Now from here, we do have some interesting choices. I no longer need Prestige. So I actually can swap off of this. I have enough already. I guess I can go and get more resources from resource points, and that seems fine to me. So we'll snap that off. From here, I can increase my CP recovery or get more merit through combat with other players, but I can only gain 100,000 merits per week. I feel like this is a no-brainer for me that I'm going to take back a bit. This is Glories of War is not where it's at. CP recovery is, because I can use CP to then get experience on heroes. And from here, I'm going to take logistical support, reducing my healing cost. And then last but not least, I'm going to take Subjugator. When you enter battle, your attack goes up. This has insane synergy with Hosk. We snap this off, and we have our completed build. Hope you didn't make any mistakes, because you're stuck. GG. Sucks to suck. You're at where you're at. You have to live with it for the rest of the season if you choose incorrectly. Hope I chose wisely. Now, with all that said, what am I going to do with my marches now that I'm in this situation? Well, let me show you what I'd bring to the field. This combination of heroes right over here is what I was running for ranged marches and also the infantry. And unfortunately, I think that given that infantry cannot stop enemies, like, yes, they are more fun to run around with, I suppose. But if I actually want to just have an easy time controlling units, which seems good to me, honestly, I'm just going to switch things up, and I'm going to use 5 marksmen. So to do that, not 5 marksmen, sorry, 5 ranged units. So I'm going to use pretty much the same sort of combos here. We've got Bert and Tohar in that order. I'm trying this out instead of the Tohar primary. Lily and Velen, of course Sinfrey, of course Hoskanara, and last but not least, we got to get the Mag Zeta in here. And I need to go apply talents onto them. I need to apply, in fact, it's shocking to me, I haven't started her up at all, but basically 5-1-1-1 Magrat is like good enough. Everyone in my alliance is like, oh yeah, good enough. Doesn't even matter. You know, put a few skills on there, roll your face on the keyboard. And I'm like, oh, okay, bet. So I'm going to use Magze, and I guess I should go to my hero screen because apparently I need to start them up. Now, in terms of where the skills go, obviously you need to max the first skill on your Magrat. So get that done before you unlock the other skills. However, the other skills, the second one is okay. Whenever Magrat's Legion gains healing or does variable healing, they have a chance to gain attack. All right, it's fine. All marksman units in Magrat's Legion deal more normal attack damage and gain hit points. Very, very valuable. This skill, not so valuable. So this is when you're obviously in a city or stronghold. You don't want any points to land in here. If you were able to wait forever and not put a bunch of stars onto Magrat, then the plan would be to leave her at just 3 stars and then only have like these first 3 skills. You don't need the last skill. What's it doing for you? You don't need 4 stars. Doesn't do anything if you're in the field, right? So you could just take her to the 3-star situation and just work on these skills. I think between these, I would rather have the skills land over here. All marksmen get more normal attack damage and gain hit points. Seems pretty good to me. This is pretty decent as well. Honestly, you'd have a very high uptime on this. So both end up being fine. So if you're about to fight imminently, however, you would consider going in and taking her to 5 stars purely so that you can go and get the 5-star bonus, which, by the way, you know that's going to be 5% attack resist. That's it. So you'd only really do that if you were fighting immediately. Otherwise, you really don't want to unlock that skill. Like, you really, really don't want to unlock this skill. Bit of a yikes. So let's go do that now. Let's just take her to the 3-star mark. Okay. We promote her. Very good. And we promote her again. Very good. And we promote her again. All right. So when we're now at 3 stars, this is very good. I've been getting her, by the way, from the VIP rewards every single day. So we go in, we deploy the skill, went where I wanted it to go. That's pretty handy. I could use universals here. I don't want to personally. I'm going to save for new infantry. So I'm just going to chill for a bit. All right. And I do need to apply talent points. I'll deal with that on my own time. I'm going to have to move around my pets a whole heck of a lot. That's going to be really interesting. Like, man, I think I put the Night Rock on her, and I'm going to go and shift around probably, I mean, do I have a second Night Rock even? I don't know. My Night Rock here is pretty dang good. So it's pretty tragic to take your boy Hootie over here off of the Sinfrey. Technically, I have another Night Rock, but like, bro, I don't know. What I might try to do is just jazz up one of these Berserks, because as I mentioned in this season, the Berserk is actually super legit, and this might end up just being the sort of better choice. But to really jazz this thing up, I'm going to need to regenerate it a bunch. I got a lot of work to do. So I'll get after that on my own time. I'm going to use 5 ranged marches, however, for a while, see how I like it. And I suspect I will like it much more than the micro of needing to manage infantry separate from marksmen anyway. So it should be fun to try, all right? And if you want to see me do that, consider subscribing. I will maybe show some footage of the fighting. We got the Dragon Zone coming up. Pretty hyped for that as well. I need to go get to fighting, speaking of which. So if you enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel, and check the cards in the end screen for more Call of Dragons content. Pretty sure that by the time this video is published, I'll also have a video published of a player at 177 million power that we rallied with Magrat and Zeta, because yes, they're just that good. You might like that one. Check the card in the end screen.